Welcome to your Daily 5 for Monday, September 8th, 2025. I don't often do product reviews, and technically this really wouldn't be a product review as much as a service provider review, I guess. But I think I've talked a few times now about the fact that I've had the same set of Oakley sunglasses for over 20 years. And the actual frames themselves are in shockingly great condition, which is why I love them so much, and I will never shut up about them, because how many things do you buy that last 20 years anymore? Not too many. But the one thing about them that isn't holding up and finally got to a point where I realized had to be replaced were the lenses themselves. The actual coating on them has finally started to disintegrate to a degree that I cannot ignore anymore. Not to mention they have gotten scratched up over the years. I mean, it really would be unreasonable for anyone to expect a set of lenses, no matter how well they were made, to last this long. And unfortunately, Oakley does not. They used to actually, restore them if you needed them. And I never needed them before. Now they don't for these lenses. So there was no other way for me to actually preserve them. I still have the old lenses, but I basically had to go find replacements. And I came across a company that seemed to have fairly good reviews called Revant, or Revant, or I don't know, it's Revant. And they make replacement lenses for lots of different brands. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's got to be 50 different sunglass brands. Oakley's one of them, but Prada, Ray-Ban, Revo. I had a pair of Revos a long time ago. Even like Amazon was on here, and Adidas. So all different ones. And I'd read pretty good reviews, so I decided to order a set. And I have the Oakley Juliet X-Metals. That's the Oakley sunglasses I have, which is what I ordered off the website. So they came fairly quickly. I'd say within a week I got them, which is pretty speedy. And I took the lenses out and I went to actually put them in, and I immediately realized that they were the wrong size. They appear to have been lenses made for the Romeos, which are the smaller. They're differently shaped in the actual sunglasses, and they're also smaller. The Juliets are the bigger ones, and they have a different location for two of their screws. And so I emailed their support. And I said, hey, it looks like I got the wrong ones. Is this because they're X-Metals? And I came to find out that, yes, it was the X-Metals. And apparently I was supposed to put a note if it was X-Metals, and I failed to. So I said, okay, well, that's my mistake. How can I exchange these? Or is there a way? And they came back within 20 minutes, I want to say, and said, no need. We will send you out a new one. Well, here's the order number. We'll get them right out to you. Go ahead and keep the old lenses. Please try to pass them on. We prefer you don't just throw them out. If you can give them to somebody, or if there's a way for you to move them on to somebody else, then do so that you're not wasting. They have a big thing about not wanting to waste. That's what they talk about. One of their principles is that the reason they make these lenses is because people tend to throw away their sunglasses when the lenses fail or when they can't get replacements, which I'm actually very happy about. That wasn't my primary reason for going with them, but it's a nice side benefit of it. But I wanted to spotlight the company because I don't know that I've had customer service that speedy and excellent in quite a long time. I mean, they could have easily, because it was my error, they could have said, and I said I'll pay the difference because the lenses are slightly bigger, the ones I actually need, so it shouldn't be on them to, ingest that cost. And so I said, I'll pay the difference. I'm happy to. It was my fault. I'll send the other ones back. Instead, they just sent me the lenses. And they're great lenses. I put them in earlier, probably a couple hours ago, and looked at them. They look great. It's unbelievable how much clearer they are than the old ones. I guess I just got used to the kind of scratchiness, the general degradation of the old lenses. But like I said, the customer service was so outstanding. There was absolutely no friction to it, and it was a quick response. They shipped me the new lenses again in under a week. So they could have just sent them very slow. They didn't have to expedite anything. But instead, I have the brand new lenses. They're in the sunglasses, including screws to put them in, brand new screws, and they're fantastic. So I wanted to spotlight this because what you often hear about with companies is negative. It's often what they do wrong. That's what gets all the attention. This company, I did something wrong, and they went overboard to make sure that I got the correct lenses, didn't have to send the other ones back, and there was no extra cost. Didn't have to pay for shipping, didn't have to pay for the bigger lenses. So I could not possibly recommend this more. It's a very specific type of service if you need replacement lenses for your sunglasses, but I would say these, just based on my experience, are worth considering because a big part of what impresses me is customer service. And, I can't speak for every lens these people make because I don't have all these sunglasses, but customer service-wise, in my case, I've rarely gotten better, and that is worth spotlighting. Later.